Welcome out to the campus of Mount Verde Academy just outside of Orlando, the home of OCB. This game presented by Orlando Health. OCB playing host to forward Madison. A beautiful game for the beautiful night that we have tonight. Rain fell about 60 minutes ago. Lightning actually struck the campus about 90 minutes ago. A good Friday to all and a happy Passover as well, including a happy Passover to forward Madison's manager, Daryl Shore. On Sunday, the Lions picked up their first point of 2019, and things really improved for the Lions as the game went on. You see the buildup. It was working. The possession was there. The accuracy was there. And everything started to come together for this Lions club. It was 3 games in the making, but you see how well they were laying off. Diouf from distance didn't have the oomph on that one, but nonetheless, you could see things were starting to work for the Lions. And here, 6 position players getting into the action, carrying it into the box. D'Souza for Will, and then Diouf, back of the net. It's 1-0, and it looks like the Lions are going to get away with 3 points. On the other side of things, forward Madison, they've played 2 games already, and their story has been about chances and the way that they have just not finished those opportunities. You saw right there, Don Smart trying to make things happen. And then this shot from distance doesn't quite make it. It's just the final third that has been of issue for the Mingos. But you got to figure at some point they're going to finish it off. So you've got 2 teams that are looking for their first win of 2019. The Lions and the Mingos next on ESPN+. Welcome back on campus of Mount Verde Academy. OCB, forward Madison. This game presented by Orlando Health. Glad that you're with us here on ESPN+. Opportunity for us to take a look at the lineups, the starting 11 for both of these clubs. And we're going to start with Orlando City B. Some changes to this lineup. The biggest one is Granitor gets the start for Will Bagru Bagru, little update on him. He was injured nearly on the last play of the game on Sunday, a very bad head injury. He will be out for a couple of months. Good news, he was out of the hospital that night, and he is resting well and looking forward to him being back with the club. So Granitor will get the start, the 16-year-old. For the Mingos on the other side, Coulter will get the start in the pipes for Brian Silvestri, who is just about back from that hand injury, but it will be at least another game. And then you see that top line of Paolo Jr., Toy, and Smart. And this should be a really, really good game. So here we go. Just about get to underway. And you've got the Lions in purple. They'll be going from right to left on your television screen. And the Flamingos will be going from the left to the right. We're underway in this League One game, and already D'Souza was bringing it up the pitch, stolen away by Diaz, and then sent all the way down the pitch by Sean Russell. Foot race, and that will go all the way back and out of play. Juliano Sade becomes the first keeper for the Lions to play 2 games this season. Third keeper on the season for OCB. Don Smart will take this one. And Don Smart played a year ago in Miami. NASL veteran, reunited with Daryl Shore. Daryl Shore was on that Miami coaching squad a year ago. You see Daryl Shore right there in the bottom of the screen. So we're already 2 minutes in and all kinds of early action. And these are 2 teams built in completely different ways. OCB built with youth, and Madison is definitely built with experience. And the Lions will build from the back. Simeon out for Leo Seamus. And Seamus gives it up. Ball into the box. And Chade will let that one go past the line, and he'll kick this one away. So the young keeper, Brazilian, out for another Brazilian, Mateus Silva. And that is sent. And you see that wind in the way that it's playing, but Orlando City able to put the ball right where they want it. Ball goes out of play. And it will be a throw for Orlando City. Simeon. And Silva sending it down the pitch. Intended for Mendoza, who was well up the pitch, but here comes a nice steal by Mendoza. Serginho, who was injured in the game a week ago, back in the starting lineup for OCB. Seamus going forward for D'Souza, but stolen away. That'll go out of play, and in the 3rd minute, it will be OCB throwing it in, and you see Seamus back for Kobe. And the ball at the feet of Mendoza. Diouf, the goal scorer a week ago. Silva switching sides, leading D'Souza. D'Souza trying to find his way into the 18. He does. The ball got to the feet of Granitor, but he couldn't turn on it. And here is the Mingos on transition. They lose the handle. Serginho for Diouf. Randy Mendoza down the line, past Smart. Ball goes out of play off the feet of Carter Manley. Manley is on loan from Madison. And you see the throw coming in as you look at the manager, Fernando. And Mendoza trying to pick his target. And that ball will be cleared out of that back line, but stolen away by Simeon. Sending it forward, intended for Granitor, but Granitor not anywhere near the ball. And here is Madison trying to bring it down the pitch. Going backwards is Nunez. Back for the captain, Connor Tobin, longtime NASL veteran. And here is the attack. The challenge for Madison throughout the season has been their finishing, what they have done inside the final third. Throw in, and now Leonard has to go backwards. Ball will stay in the middle, back to Tobin. Tobin now sending it forward, Leonard. Leonard just outside the circle, sending it forward for Smart. Smart losing his footing, couldn't plant that right foot and get that shot off. And again, just as we talked about in the beginning of the show, it is the finishing for Madison that Coach Darryl Shore wants to see change. Silva pulling up the brakes, trying to dance around Mason Toy. Kobe sends it forward. D'Souza down the line. Foot race. You see the speed of Seamus getting it forward. Granitor trying to pick it up. He's able to ride it out. Back to Seamus. Seamus, and that's knocked away and out of play off the foot of Christian Diaz. Throw-in coming in for Leo Seamus, the 20-year-old. And OCB doing a good job of building up, just as they did a week ago. That's stolen away by J.C. Banks. And then Mateus Silva returns the favor. Simeon down the line for Seamus. And Seamus for D'Souza. Lost his foot momentarily. Here's Diouf. Smart got in his way. Now into the just outside the 18, and Manley is able to corral it. And that's cleared away. And Simeon will chase it down as Toy, another one of the players for this Flamingo squad, on loan from Minnesota United. Silva for Diouf. And now Kobe Osewusu. And Kobe taking his time, getting it back towards the corner, pulls up the brakes, surveying his options. A lot of white kids around. And that ball is sent into the middle of the pitch, and Toy is going to try to corral it. He does. He'll chip it forward. Don Smart on his horse, but he doesn't have enough in the tank to get there. But it will be Mendoza who will throw it in to the right of the Madison bench. Mendoza, who had an excellent outing on Sunday in a 1-1 draw, surveying his options. And the man from California, one of the 23-year-olds from this team, one of the oldest players on this team, able to get it in. Nice layoff between the two Brazilians. And here comes Seamus for D'Souza. Granitor gets his pocket picked by Nunez. And Nunez will send it over the top. Smart on his horse, foot race with Mendoza. Mendoza gets there first, sends it down the line. Hernandez, Serginho, Simeon. And everybody with the one touches before Kobe sends it down the line. D'Souza giving chase. Diaz on him. D'Souza into the 18. Takes his rip. Coulter is there. He's 6'1", 195, and not only playing keeper, he's also the goalkeeper coach. So we're going to take another look at the build-up here by Orlando City. Into the 18 by D'Souza, and the left foot had plenty of options. And Coulter will take his time. 10th minute of action, no score, but OCB looking very, very strong. Smart for Banks. And Banks really pestered in that time. Drew the whistle on Steven Hernandez. Tonight's game is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Orlando Health. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida. To provide the care you need when you need it, choose Orlando Health. Manley on the wing, chipping forward for Toy, and Chade is able to get there first. Rolls it out for Silva, who pulls up the brakes and goes back to his 21-year-old keeper. And now the 18-year-old from Mount Verde Academy. For Kobe, and Kobe goes backwards. Kobe played in Richmond a year ago. Richmond, another team here in League One action. Silva, and he'll turn on it. Plenty of room. Over the top. And now Madison looked like they were going to build up some pressure. And Diaz is sent to the turf and holding the back of his leg. Natalie Simon is the lady with the Barbasol today. And here we go. Set piece opportunity for Diaz and company. And as soon as the ball gets set at the feet of Eric Leonard, he'll start us up. Sean Russell puts the ball out of play. And Leo Seamus will throw it in. For Simeon, feeling some pressure from Toy. For D'Souza, D'Souza cannot handle it. And that goes out of play. So Nunez for the throw. Stolen away momentarily by OCB. Here's Banks. Banks from distance. And that's knocked away by the young Brazilian. Second corner of the night for the Mingos. It is going to be Don Smart, right foot, so it will swing away from the goal. Driven and headed away. Banks will chase. Nunez sent it right back in and then clear it out. Manley's able to put a foot on it. Little miscommunication between the two players in purple. Everything's settling down now as Sean Russell puts it out of play. 13th minute, we are scoreless. And you see that shot by J.C. Banks, just one-handed and knocked away by Chade. Here's Banks once again. Banks laying off for Toy. Toy centers. Ball pinballs around. Smart picks it up. Smart into the 18. Right into the hands of Chade. So that left foot of Smart right on frame, but Johnny on the spot is Juliano Chade. Don Smart is one of the most versatile players that you will find in soccer. He can play all three positions on the right side. He can play right fullback. He can play in the middle as a winger. And then he can play as a forward as well. Manley putting it in the air. Leonard sending it forward, 50-50. Smart puts his head on it right into the bench of Madison. And Manley will throw it in. Manley, as I said, another player on loan from the Loons. And Turbo sending it forward for Manley. Manley carrying it down the pitch into the final third. Smart give and go to Manley. Manley centers, knocked away. Another corner coming up. Third one of the evening for the Flamingos. So the big thing that Daryl Shore told me yesterday when we spoke is he wants to see better finishing. He wants to see the chances have been there. The breakdowns have been, you see Daryl Shore right there. The breakdown has been in the final third. This one high in the air, headed away and cleared out, but it will be gathered up by Nunez. And you see the 16-year-old giving chase as Coulter left foots it out of play. Serginho, D'Souza now on the other side of the pitch. D'Souza trying to carry it into the middle. Banks on his hip pocket. Has to go backwards. Mendoza for Chade. Gets Simeon in the action. He'll carry it forward. Now the Brazilian Simas. And OCB being very, very patient. Stolen away, and Simas. And that is off the mark. And got to tell you, Simeon, very lucky that he did not get called for the card, pulling on the jersey. But the shot goes wide, and Chade. And here it is. You see the pulling of the jersey. Simeon pulling on Nunez. And that shot just goes wide. Could have been a penalty, could have been a penalty kick. But Natalie Simon did not blow the whistle. 17th minute scoreless. And Coulter rolls it out for Russell. You see the chase by Granitor and the turnover. Here's Mendoza on the wing. D'Souza back to Mendoza. Slide tackle by Smart. Play on, says Simon. Ball will go all the way back into the final third. Simeon. And now Chade. And Daryl Shore letting the fourth official know his thoughts through the first 17 minutes. Serginho playing catch with the youth. And Simeon back to the Brazilian keeper. And Simeon will carry it forward. And a lot of patience being shown by the Lions. Chade just working it side to side. A lot of pressure by the Mingos looking for the turnover. D'Souza. Serginho. Serginho will start it up. Get it back to Silva. Silva will take his time. Banks will pressure back for Simeon. And now Simas has led too much. And we'll see what the Mingos can do with the turnover. And you see Daryl Shore, who was an assistant to Paul Dalglish in Miami last year. And then hooked up with old friend Peter Wilt. Toy feeling just enough pressure by Nathan Simeon, and that ball goes out of play. Daryl Shore, as I said, won an NPSL title a year ago in Miami, then joined up with old friend Peter Wilt here in Madison, former manager of the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. And one of the good guys in all of soccer. Had a great conversation with him yesterday talking about his career and all the things that are going on in Madison. They open up their season at home next week. Renovations to the new stadium have gone incredibly well. They had a Tuesday game in which they played, and Seamus is taken down, and you got a set-piece opportunity coming up. Barbasol coming out as Simon will put it down. Now, in League One play, Forward has been struggling, but they did get a 2-0 win against the Badgers on Tuesday night in a dry run. And they are very much looking forward to having their first ever match in League One play on Saturday when Greenville comes to town. Serginho is there and Seamus is there. Left foot, right foot. 21st minute. Right foot. Going right at it. Going over the goal. Opportunity off the board for OCB. If you've been paying attention to what's been going on in League One action, you know that OCB returns to the USL as a League One team this year. Full-blown academy team for OCB. That is the mantra. They want to get players ready to play for the big club at City Stadium. Vancouver will be in town tomorrow. I'll see on the radio on that one. Serginho bringing it into the box. Ball is staying in play, and that will go out, and it will be the first corner of the evening for Orlando City B. Coach Fernando tells me every time we talk that he is excited of the way his players are coming along, and he wants to see players from this squad playing for the big club very, very soon. Serginho, corner, in-swinger opportunity here. First time into the box. Hernandez, and just missing was from Granitor. Granitor had the opportunity to punch it in. Great service by Hernandez, but a missed opportunity by the Lions. Simeon for Silva. And Silva has to go back to his keeper. Toy put pressure on him. Simeon. Seamus. Nunez putting pressure on. Serginho, and you see those one-touch passes working very well for Orlando City. Going to take another look at this corner. First one of the evening, thrown in to Hernandez. Hernandez came and turned it around with that left foot. Granitor just a little late to take opportunity of that service. Leonard feeling pressure from Hernandez. Now Manley chipping it down the line, intended for Smart, knocked away by Mendoza. And Mendoza didn't even know that was coming back from D'Souza. D'Souza now on the opposite side. Toy centers right into the gut of Chade. He was named the Team of the Week keeper. And you'll get more on the Team of the Week during the halftime. And here's Kobe carrying it past the stripe. Little give and go. Still on it. Nunez comes over to say hello. Serginho left the game a week ago with injury, but starting tonight. And now Seamus and Hernandez. It's Hernandez with some fancy dribbling, staying on it as Paulo Jr. was on him, and that ball will go out of play. It will stay with Madison. You hear Coach Fernando telling his team, stay organized as Ryan Coulter starts us up. There's the captain, Connor Tobin, they call him Turbo. And Coulter sending it out wide for Paolo Jr. Late whistle. And someone is going into the book, and that someone is Luke Granitor. 25th minute, yellow card for Granitor, the 16-year-old out of Vero Beach. 5'8" and 150. So Natalie Simon has broken out the book. And now Russell will survey his options here in the 25th minute. Sent all the way forward into the awaiting hands of Chade. You see the 16-year-old made his pro debut as OCB debuted in League One action. Sent forward, Granitor just a little too heavy for him. Can he chase it down? He cannot. And Coulter will kick this one away. But you see this buildup by this Lions squad. Granitor getting his first start of the season. And the Madison keeper taking his time. Diouf was giving chase before that's knocked away and out of play. So as I started talking about a little earlier, OCB comes back to USL in League One. And for Madison, what a job that Peter Wilt and company have done in Madison, rebuilding a stadium, having some of the most interesting, most unique, and most fun social media campaign. Between the logo and everything else that Madison has done, great success early on. And as Daryl Shore told me yesterday, just waiting for that same success to be matched on the pitch. When they started selling jerseys online, they were going like hotcakes. That is how much the Madison community has really embraced the Mingos. And not just in Madison, basically nationwide and worldwide. And that great combination between Peter Wilt and Daryl Shore and the great folks running their social media. Full team effort by Madison. Nunez, right foot. Mendoza put his head on it. And OCB able to control things. They're feeling the pressure. And things are moving forward now as Kobe carries it past the stripe. Running room. Leonard in front of him. Diouf. Smart and Diouf. And a set piece coming up for OCB. Don Smart had to come over to help out. Remember, Don Smart starting on the right, on the top, on the right. Barbasol is down. Diouf is there. He'll talk it over with D'Souza and Silva. Serginho is tied up the boots. And in the 29th minute, OCB is going to try to break through on this game. Four-man wall of white. A lot of purple on the ball. Silva, he'll run past it. Diouf was trying to chip Coulter, and that one goes out of play. OCB, another opportunity off the board. As you see, Diouf holding his back. He was injured in that back a few games back, still bothering him just a little bit. And that goes out of play. And it will belong to the Mingos. Smart goes backwards for Manley. D'Souza giving chase, now sent forward. OCB picks up the loose ball. Serginho sends it forward. Foot race. Russell and Hernandez getting tangled up. And Sean Russell played a year ago with the Richmond Kickers, teammate of Kobe Osewusu of OCB. And there is the goalkeeper coach, Ryan Coulter, who will kick this one away. Coulter, who has started this game for the injured Brian Silvestri. Silvestri did go on Tuesday night for the Mingos, but Daryl Shore decided to go with Coulter one more game. When I spoke to Daryl yesterday, he wasn't sure if he was going to go with Brian or not, but he gives Brian at least one more week to rest the hand. And now you see OCB dribbling out of trouble as the pressure has been mounting by the Mingos. Toy laying off, now forward, J.C. Banks. Smart into the box, punched away, and a collision. And Chade is down. Chade comes down hard, probably winded more than anything else. And you see this build-up, Smart punching it in the air. Chade punching it away before Nunez could get there. And a corner coming up as Juliano is back on his feet. The Panamanian has the in-swinger. High in the air. Leonard puts his head on it. And Chade will kick it away. And Chade will kick this one away in the 32nd minute. And Leonard got the flat. High in the air, Nunez. And Chade keeps it on the ground. And here comes Simeon, the 18-year-old. Well down the pitch. Nobody there intended for Granitor, but ball lands at the feet of Osewusu to Mendoza. Mendoza going backwards. Silva, big-bodied Silva. The 22-year-old is 6'2", 205. And OCB keeping it in the final third and going backwards. Kobe. Serginho switching sides. Doesn't get there. Don Smart. And playing on. Opportunity for Toy, and that's cleared out by Simeon. Very smart play by Nathan. 33rd minute, Granitor. And Granitor not taking anything from the veteran Tobin. Kid showing us some moxie. Manley headed out. It will stay in the final third. Banks got his head on it. Cleared out by Serginho. Sent back into the 18. Now, D'Souza is trying to get around Diaz. He'll get a conversation by Natalie Simon. And you see this foot race between D'Souza and Diaz, and they just get tangled up. The player is down and looks like Diouf. And he's up, slow to get up, but he's saying, I'm okay. But he's still holding on to that back. He was injured a few weeks ago. That back has been bothering him. They'll get a little bit of medical attention, and it will be a decision for Fernando whether he wants to take him out or keep him in. But for now, he'll be attended to. So it looks like Fernando is going to go to the bench. Is Connor Tobin having a conversation with Natalie Simon? And that exchange between Simon and Granitor a few moments ago, just to give you an idea, Tobin is 6'2", 179, Granitor 5'8", 150. A veteran versus the rookie. OCB with the buildup. Here's Hernandez on the counter. Granitor and Tobin battling. Granitor trying to get around Tobin. PK coming up, and Connor Tobin having a situation with Granitor, and we're going to get another look at exactly what happened here. Granitor trying to turn on Tobin. They get tangled up, and Tobin whistled for the infraction, and a PK opportunity coming up here for the Lions. And Kobe Osewusu, right foot, 12 yards away from Ryan Coulter. So you have Kobe looking to break this game open in the 36th minute. Back of the net, 1-0, OCB. Orlando City B, second week in a row, they get the lead. Now the question is, can they hang on? Amir is going to come in for Diouf here in the 37th minute. All right, so Austin Amir in for Diouf, and we get another look at the penalty kick. Kobe goes right, and it's 1-0 for the Lions. And Granitor, the 16-year-old, earning that trip to the spot for Kobe Osewusu. So now we're live again. Action continuing in the 38th as Manley put his head on it, then Leonard. Serginho whiffed on it. Nunez getting ridden off the ball. Granitor. Leonard. Russell and Diaz teaming up, and Coulter will put it high into the night. Hernandez and Manley. Hernandez sliding it forward. Manley able to put a foot on it. He's down. Silva. And he'll go all the way back, and we've got a stoppage of play as Carter Manley is down. 5'11", 170 on loan from the Loons. And he'll be attended to as he is still down. In case you're just joining us here on ESPN Plus, just a few minutes ago, OCB gets on the board a penalty kick by Kobe Osewusu in the 36th minute. And that all came about because Luke Granitor got tangled up with Connor Tobin, and Connor Tobin was whistled for the infraction inside the box, which put the ball 12 yards away from Ryan Coulter, and Coulter guessed the wrong way, and Kobe put it in the back of the net. And now in the 39th minute, Carter Manley will take the stroll off the pitch momentarily. And then we'll start back up. OCB looking sharp in this first half. Build-ups have been good for them, and the struggles continue for the Flamingos in the final third. So we'll start up here momentarily as Silva goes back to Chade, and now Simeon for Amir. Ball going back, and the Brazilian keeper sending it forward. Leonard puts a head on it. Nunez kind of whiffed on it a little bit. Here's the build-up. Banks. The save is there, and that's cleared out. Tense moments for the Lions. 40th minute, corner coming up. Don Smart takes it. It will swing away from the goal. Drives it. And right into the awaiting hands as Paolo Jr. was unable to put much on it. And Chade comes up with the save. 41st minute. Kicked away. 50-50. D'Souza is whistled on the infraction. As you saw Leonard go to the turf. Smart switching sides. Paolo Jr. trying to turn on it. Stolen away nicely by Amir, who checked in just a few minutes ago. Serginho over the top. Foot race, D'Souza, Manley right behind him. D'Souza keeps it in play. D'Souza gets the better of Manley. Now sliding it into the middle. Serginho chipping, punched away by Coulter. Osewusu keeps it in play. Another good buildup by OCB. Amir has to go back. Feeling the pressure. Simeon. Banks comes up to say hello, so does Toy. He splits the defenders. Amir will bring it forward. Hernandez, step for step with Russell. Hernandez into the box. That's knocked away. Good defense by the Flamingos. 42nd minute. Russell, left foot, knocked back in by Amir. Tobin sends it away. Amir picks it back up. Banks on him. Possessions are being traded right now. Here's Toy. Slides it over on the ground for Manley. Connects with Nunez, gets it right back. Tobin. Taking his time. Flipping it forward. Smart. Manley. Manley. Down for Toy. Toy let it get past him. And Silva was there. That big body of Silva. One of the older players on this team. Manley will throw it in. Just on his side of the line. Surveying his options here in the 43rd minute. Nunez, running room. Banks. Paolo Jr. in the box. Turns on it. Knocked away. Smart picks up the loose ball. D'Souza's over there to say hello. Smart will throw it in. Nunez to Manley, and that's stolen away. And it will belong with Orlando City in the 44th minute. Mendoza will take his time, nurse the clock up 1-0 on that 36-minute goal. Mendoza in front of the bench of Madison for Serginho. Now D'Souza stolen away. Banks slides it out. Banks will turn on it. That's sent forward. Smart giving chase, cleared out by Mendoza. 45th minute, Manley to throw. Manley gets it back, knocked out by D'Souza. Nunez and Manley trying to team up. Into the box for Toy. Headed out momentarily, then cleared out by Mendoza. Amir sliding it out for Kobe. Kobe with some running room. Slowing it up. There's the overlap. Now carrying it in. Serginho sliding it forward. That will go out of play. Leo Seamus will throw it in. Seamus has been relatively quiet as of late. Kobe pulling up the brakes. A lot of white kits around him. Serginho sending it out wide for Mendoza. Mendoza sliding it to the side. We're going to have 2 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. We'll see if either one of these teams can take advantage of it. Simeon for Seamus. And that's sent forward. Kobe feeling pressure. Back heel pass intended for Hernandez. Goes out of play. It will belong to Madison. Russell will go over and take his time to get it over for Coulter. Coulter will put it down. As 1 minute of the 2 minutes are now gone. Kicking it away. High in the air, down the pitch. Pass Toy. Simeon giving chase. Ushers it out. Less than a minute to go in the first half. OCB up 1-0. Lights are fully on here on Mount Verde Academy. Down the line by Seamus. Diaz off him. OCB taking their time. Seamus will walk back looking for a ball. Ball is thrown in. And here's Silva. Left foot strong down the pitch. Knocked away by Russell. Now Tobin sending it forward. Kobe puts it out of play, and that'll do it for the first half of action. 1-0 as they go into the dressing room with the Lions over the Flamingos. And there's your goal scorer, the captain this evening, Kobe Asiwusu, the 23-year-old. And you see how the play developed. Granitor trying to get around Tobin. They've been battling throughout the first half. Go to the spot. Kobe, go to the back of the net. 1-0 at the break. Don't go away. Whole lot more football for you on ESPN Plus. Welcome back to the campus of Mount Verde Academy, the home of OCB. 1-0 at the break over the Flamingos. And with the return of OCB to USL League One, it has become all about the culture. And it's time for us to introduce you to exactly the culture that OCB is building here.
Well, in soccer, if you want to become professional, you need to grow not only as a player, but as a person. I think it's something we take very serious, trying to teach them not only from inside the field, but outside.
If you create a culture from 5 years old to 23 years old, if you create a culture of behavior from our coaches to the players, this culture is over everyone here.
On this campus, there's so many different cultures here, and I think it's cool to see everyone have just soccer, bring everyone together.
Lógicamente el nivel va subiendo y es un lugar muy profesional y que trabaja muy serio en todos los campos, y esto es muy importante para el crecimiento, por eso no hay tope, vamos para arriba.
We believe that if you are a great person, you can become an even greater player.
If you build it, they will come. If you build it with youth, that is OCB. If you play 4 games in a row at home to open up the season, you go on the road, you go to Dallas to take on North Texas, and then you come back home to play Chattanooga, then back to Dallas, and then 2 in a row at home here at Mount Verde against Toronto FC2 and the Richmond Kickers. On Tuesday night, there was a little bit of a soft opening for this Madison club as they took on the University of Wisconsin. It was a 2-0 win for Daryl Shore's club. Should give them a lot of confidence as the USL League One schedule rolls on. It was a great opportunity for 1,500 fans to check out Breeze Stevens Field and everything they have done to make the Mingos feel like home. The USL League One schedule for Forward Madison. They will open up that home opener against Greenville, and then they'll host Toronto FC2. They've got that U.S. Open Cup match. They'll be just about an hour away to take on Bavarian SC, then on the road at Chattanooga, and then home to host Tormenta. And the USL has a great game of the week coming up. It is Louisville and Memphis. And you got to check this one out.
That's where Louisville wants to attack. Shooting and scoring.
Saved by Caldwell.
Collier. Yes.
Collier.
Knock back towards Spencer. Brilliant finish.
play with all these fantastic players from like all over the states, and it's just really fun.
Time for us to take a look around League One. Late heroics last week for the 5 games. Exciting at the end, including a heartbreaking goal that OCB gave up in stoppage time to get that 1-1 draw. Lansing's Grant Stoneman is your player of the week, and 2 players absolutely on fire, Pepe and Keegan. And watch for them this weekend. The team of the week. Well, you got Stoneman on there, and you got Keegan on there. You got Pepe. Chade for OCB. Brilliant in the pipes. And now let's take a look at what the upcoming schedule is in League One action. Tomorrow, Chattanooga's at home. Greenville's at home. Lansing is next week. And then how about Friday as well for Tucson, as Tormenta will head out west. And then next Saturday, North Texas hosting OCB. The Kickers will have Chattanooga in town. Forward will open up at home, their home schedule against Greenville. And then just Tuesday night, Tucson will be back in action hosting Lansing. We're going to take a break. When we come back, highlights and stats and the second half. Don't go away. You're watching OCB host Forward Madison on ESPN+. Welcome back, everybody. ESPN Plus. I'm Bruce Silverman. OCB 1-0 over Madison after 45 plus 2 minutes of action in the first half. Time for us to take a look at the action from the first. And it was a beautiful night to start us up. And you see Leonard going over the top for Smart. Smart losing his footing, just couldn't turn on it. OCB was very, very aggressive throughout the first half, really mounting a lot of attacks. Kobe down the line for D'Souza, pulls up the break, so carry it forward into the 18, takes his rip, but Coulter is there to stop all the action. We get a look at ground level, pulling up the brakes there. D'Souza, the Brazilian, into the 18, left foots it into the awaiting hands of Ryan Coulter. set piece opportunity, and this one is just too strong by the Brazilian. And now Hernandez sending it forward. Granitor, he's been battling with Tobin all night, gets tangled up, trying to turn around on Turbo. At the spot, Kobe, take care of it. 1-0, 36 minute. That was all the scoring that we would have in the first half. And you see the boys are pretty happy about that. One offside, that belongs to forward possession, strongly in favor of the Lions. 59-41. Shots on target belong to the Flamingos. So do the shots, but the only thing that ever really matters is the goals. There was one yellow card handed out, and that was to the 16-year-old Luke Granitor. And so that is highlights and stats from the first 45 plus 2 minutes of action here on the campus of Mount Verde Academy. And it is time for us to basically get everything going once again, give you more of a recap on the first half. OCB came out very, very organized, moving the ball very, very well. And the struggles continue for the Mingos. And you look at the captain, Connor Tobin, there, as he has been battling with Luke Granitor throughout the first half. Daryl Shore told me yesterday that his team has been playing very, very well, maybe a bit unlucky, especially the late goal last week in stoppage time. But what has happened for the Flamingos is they've been able to build up. They get into the final third, and they just can't get the quality finish. So we've switched sides. We've got the Flamingos in white going from right to left on your screen, and in all purple, the royal purple, it is OCB. And the ball is settling down, and whistle stops play right here. And in the 46th minute, we'll start it up right there, and it will be Nathan Simeon. Simeon back to his keeper. He'll slow things down. Banks will give chase. Sending it over the top. Granitor as Tobin puts his head on it. Diaz puts his back on it. Seamus sending it forward. D'Souza pulling up the brakes. He's going to battle with Paolo Jr. 11v11. And all the way back to OCB. And Simeon. Silva. And now down the line. Little give and go. Into the middle. Granitor put his foot on it. And that is not good as Ryan Coulter ran into the bar. And this is not what you want to see. Shot on goal. Ball went away. But Ryan Coulter has collided into the bar and now will be attended to. And this is very tense moments to the Flamingos. We'll get another look at it. See this build-up. Granitor puts his foot on it. It gets knocked away. Hernandez puts it off the side of the piping, but going to cover it was Coulter, and Coulter looks like his leg hit the bar, and now he's got to be attended to. So here in the 48th minute, if the medical staff of Forward Madison determines that Coulter cannot go any longer, they'll turn to Brian Silvestri, the man out of Hollywood, Florida. And you see what kind of pain he is in. And with that grimace, I would be surprised if he goes. And just as I say that, Coulter is fine. So that's the way that it works. Broadcaster jinx. But what we're going to have to see is, can he kick his own ball, or is he going to have one of his defenders do it for him? Nobody around him. So Coulter, who does double duty for Forward Madison, not only as the keeper for Madison, but also as the goalkeeper coach. Strong right foot. And here come the Lions. Hernandez, Mendoza, too heavy for Granitor, and Ryan Coulter will pick it up, showing no effects of that injury. Tobin right foots it out of play, and Orlando City will have the throw. Mendoza will do the honors. Far side. Surveying his options, finally goes in, and referee Natalie Simon will tell him to back up, and he goes to Amir. Amir will go backwards, and it will go all the way back to the keeper. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL League One and many of the finest leagues around the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Forward now on the ball, mounting their attack. Smart. Flag goes up, and that opportunity is off the board. Ball sent all the way down the pitch as D'Souza was whistled for the infraction. Russell. He'll move it forward. 51st minute. Goal was scored 15 minutes ago by Kobe Asewusu. Paolo Jr. battling with D'Souza. That's been another good battle. So we've seen Granitor and Connor Tobin get tangled up, and then what we're billing as 11v11, Thiago D'Souza and Paolo Jr. That's going to chip forward. Leonard's waiting for it. He corrals it in. The outside of his foot sends it down the pitch. Whistle stops play right in front of the fourth official. And Christian Diaz, who has Liga MX experience. Granitor picks the pocket of Russell. Granitor into the 18. Not much on that one. He had Hernandez. He could have gone that way. But he took his shot, and he didn't put a lot on it. But you see the acceleration from the 16-year-old into the box. He just didn't put up much on it. Ball goes out of play. It will belong to OCB. Seamus surveying his options. Give and go to D'Souza. Back for Silva. Silva getting his first action tonight. Amir, who came in for the injured Diouf in the 37th minute. Leonard. That's sent forward. Ridden off the ball by Simeon. Turning the tide. Here's D'Souza. And Leonard picks his pocket. Stands him up. Here's Powell. Slowing things down. Slides it out for Diaz. Diaz pulling up the brakes into the middle. Little give and go. Diaz sending it back. Leonard chipping it forward. Here's the counter by OCB. Running room. Leonard put his body in front of it. Tobin puts his head on it. Here's Mendoza into the final third, trying to slide it into the 18, trying to get it to Hernandez and can't connect with him. Opportunity is over. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. Another opportunity, Hernandez, mouth of the 18, now in the 18. Tobin sliding it away and picked up his Nunez. He'll carry it forward, chip it down the line, put it out of play. But the big thing for the Flamingos is they're able to stop the opportunity by the Lions in the 54th minute. Mendoza will throw it in. And Leonard is able to stop things, but the whistle on the play means it will stay with Madison. The Panamanian Nunez starts us up. Banks. But the referee, Simon, wants everything to come back. And she'll put somebody in the book. We'll get that straightened out in a second. Leonard. The card in the 55th minute went to Serginho of OCB. That goes out of play, so we'll stay where we are, and we'll do a corner. Corners have definitely belonged to Madison. So the in-swinger coming up right here off the foot of Nunez. This is driven, knocked out of the way. D'Souza has to pull up the brakes as Nunez and Banks were giving charge down the line. And look at the speed of Christian Diaz. Back for Coulter. Coulter will right-foot it down the pitch. Just clears the circle. Banks puts his head on it. Chade puts it out of play. Hits the camera for good measure. And Jesse has been saved by his camera. Cameramen doing great work for us tonight. Manley trying to turn on it, but it is OCB on the counter. Mendoza into the box, knocked away. Corner coming up. Leo Seamus will do the honors. Quick to D'Souza. And that's sent out of play. We'll do it again. Leo throws it in, stolen away by Nunez. Toy. Banks. JC turns on it. Milwaukee native. First Wisconsin native to sign with Madison. And here's Toy down the line. And that will stay with Madison. J.C. Banks' father, Jimmy, played on the U.S. men's national team in 1990. Banks played in the NASL with Minnesota and with Jacksonville. Nunez, and that finds the side of the net. And we are tied at one apiece in the 58th minute. And we are tied at one apiece as the Panamanian ties us up. Just had the clearance, found the side of the net. And that's exactly what Daryl Shore and company have been looking for. Have the build-up, get it into the middle, put it on frame, and put it in the goal. And there's your goal scorer. And OCB will try to build it up. And that is the first goal of 2019 for the Mingos as they go full Mingo. D'Souza driven out of the 18, stolen away. That will stay with Orlando. Leo surveying his options. For D'Souza, with Nunez chasing. Some one-touches. D'Souza has to play it off of the body of Paolo Jr. Amir, and that's sent out of play. And now it will be a throw-in for the Mingos. Down the line. And actually stolen away by Seamus. Silva going back to Chade. Juliano. Mendoza. Silva. Serginho pulls up the brakes, finds some running room. Switching sides for D'Souza, plays it off of his head. Knocked away. And here comes the Mingos. Toy. The angle was cut off by Simeon. Here's Banks. Banks from distance, just wide. Silva's going to check out. And the new OCB player will be Mbayu. Mbayu for D'Souza in the 61st minute. Mbayu for D'Souza. D'Souza has been very, very active. Mbayu will really have some work to do on that right side. And that's too heavy as Granitor was giving chase. Ryan slides it out. Tobin sending it forward. 50-50, won by Toy. Feels some pressure. He'll switch sides. Diaz moving quickly. Alfred Powell Jr., flag is up. But after that goal, that first goal, that historical goal for Madison, you see a little bit of oomph in their step. Here's Banks just in the mouth of the 18 and just sliding it wide left. That goes out of play. Manley on loan from Minnesota United. Give and go with Leonard. And that ball will go out of play. It will belong to Orlando City. Mendoza. Randy Mendoza, the California native. Cheating a few steps. Playing catch with Amir. Mbuyu was trying to get into the action. Here comes the counter. Toy getting around Simeon. Toy sliding it forward. Paolo Jr. Can he get the angle? Don Smart puts his head on it from Paolo Jr. And Paolo Jr. had an opportunity inside the 18, but he kind of let himself a little too far. Send it over for Don Smart. Smart using his head, but just off the mark. 63rd minute, we are tied at one apiece. Scoring went like this. Kobe Osewusu in the 36th minute had a PK, buried it, and that was a penalty that was called on Connor Tobin as Granitor and Tobin got tangled up inside the box. That was all the scoring for the first half. And then at the 58th minute, Nunez on a beauty, finding the side of the net, just where you just saw Chade. And we are tied at one apiece. Serginho with running room. All kinds of running room. On his horse. Sliding it forward. Mboyu gets his pocket picked. OCB will pick it back up. Amir switching sides, and that's put out of play. Hernandez will throw it in. Looking for Kobe. Gets knocked away by the Flamingos. Nunez sending it forward. Smart can't corral it in. Simeon sending it forward. Here's the counter, a quick one. Mbuyu. And that's off the mark. Fans follow OCB and the rest of the USL League One season all season long on ESPN Plus, the home of USL, MLS, UFC, and so much more. Join over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up at ESPNplus.com. Serginho stolen away, but the whistle is blown as Banks looked like he timed it well. Mbuyu into the box, and he's just off the mark. Had friends to the right, but took the shot, took that left-footed shot by himself. Serginho starts us up. Amir down the line, Mbuyu. Here's Mendoza. That's knocked away by Manley, and now he's getting tied up with Smart, but it will stay with Orlando City here in the 66th minute. Throw-in going backwards. Serginho for Silva. Sending it forward. Little give and go. Granitor gets his pocket picked by Manley. Manley down the line. Foot race. And Toy could really do damage on this one. And we got a free kick opportunity coming up. Simon's going to need to decide what she wants to do on this. It will be outside of the box when it gets put down. Silva was pleading his case as Toy pulled up the brakes, actually stopped. Not sure how much contact there really was on that, but because Mason Toy went down, we've got a set-piece opportunity from basically 18 and a half. So Simeon's going to go into the box in this, go into the book in the 67th minute. And that is the third yellow card handed out this evening. All of them going against OCB. Granitor went into the box, went into the book in the 25th. Serginho in 55, and now Simeon in 67. And the ball will be sitting just outside the box. From upstairs, just enough rubbing is racing. All right, so we've got Toy there. We've got Nunez there. We've got 6 purple kits on the wall, 2 white. Toy and Nunez both showing right foot. And that's off the mark. Toy was trying to go up and over the wall, but just too much on it. And Chade will kick this one away. Get another look at it. Just got under it. So Mason Toy did not take advantage of that opportunity. Manley throwing it backwards. Now Banks sending it forward over the top. Paolo Jr. couldn't get there in time as Chade knocked it out of play in the 69th minute. And Diaz will throw it in for Nunez. Nunez just outside the box. And we've got a handball, and this one nearly identical spot. Maybe a yard beyond the last one. And Nunez will put it down. And we get another look at it as Nunez kicks it. Amir was trying to turn his back to the ball, and it hit his arm. This ball nearly in the identical spot, maybe a yard farther away from the box this time in the 70th minute. Similar wall than a time ago. Toy will not take this one. Nunez looking for the brace, off the bar, and it's cleaned up. Back of the net. It's 2-1. Mingo. And the goal goes to number 15, Sean Russell. That goal coming in the 70th minute, and that is the first lead that Madison has had on the season. Kisses off the bar, and nobody from OCB is there to clear it. Off the bar, ball's laying around, and it was just sitting there waiting for Russell to put it into the back of the net. And now we've got some jawing between the two teams, and I promise you they were not making dinner plans for this evening. So Forward Madison now up 2-1 in the 71st minute. Things are starting to get a little bit more interesting. Two set-piece opportunities in the last couple of minutes from nearly the same spot. The first one goes over the bar. The second one touches the bar. But then it is Sean Russell cleaning it up. And Russell with the second goal of the season for the Mingos. And with a 2-1 lead, I think it is fair to say that the Mingos have gone full-blown Mingo. Manley throwing it in. Whistle will turn it the other direction as tempers are starting to get a little bit stronger now. And there's the yellow card going to Mason Toy. And that is the first one given to Madison in this game. 3 cards for OCB and 1 for the Mingos. So Mason Toy on loan from Minnesota United. And we've got 2 substitutions coming in. We'll get that sorted out. So Jeff Machad is coming in for Banks. So Machad Hernandez coming out. And 22 coming in as Hernandez, who has been coming in off the bench, is replaced, and Joffrey in for him, also in the 72nd minute. So Joffrey for Hernandez, Machad for Banks. Machad played a year ago with Daryl Shore and Don Smart in Miami. Tobin going backwards. And Coulter high into the night. 50-50 won by Simeon. We're going to stop play. It will belong to OCB. OCB scoring the first goal on the night and now trailing 1-0. Kobe, who was the goal scorer on the PK in the 36. Leo, Kobe, Matthias. Little give and go. Mbuyu into the box, right through the 6, and out of play. Opportunity over. That's the kind of buildup that OCB had in the first half. We haven't seen the same type of buildup from OCB as much in the second as we had in the first. Another look at Daryl Shore. This time he's wearing the Mingo jacket. And he is enjoying the first lead that Madison has had on the season. Granitor now in the 18, triple teamed. And it will go against Granitor. So the 16-year-old battling drew the foul that sent Kobe Osewusu to the spot. And now Coulter will kick this one away. 15 minutes left. Madison trying to get back on the plane with 3 points. Amir will start us up. Simeon for Silva. Toy comes over to say hello. Amir. Now Simeon switching sides. Mbuyu, the one touch with the head, looking for Randy Mendoza, but it's too much for Mendoza to catch up to. Looking for the latest USL news, USL League One news and content? Follow at USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusive access and updates. And that's sent forward. Machad was chasing. Ball goes out of play. Seamus surveying his options. Taking his time. Finally gets it in for Kobe. Silva sent forward and out of play, and Manley will do the honors when we resume. So Manley, who is also on loan from Minnesota United, lofts it into the air for the first goal scorer of the evening. So if you're keeping track at home and you want to know the answer to the trivia question, who scored the first ever goal for Forward Madison, it was Nunez at the 58th minute against OCB. Seamus chipping forward, nobody home for OCB. Knocked away, so Granitor quickly throws in. Double teamed. Lofting it into the box. Headed out by Manley. Corner coming up. Granitor will go over and keep Coulter company near that near post. OCB is yet to send a corner into the box. Looks like they're set up to do it this time. They go short once again. Little give and go. Joffrey is there. He's double teamed. And we've got a set piece opportunity as Joffrey goes down, tangled up with Don Smart. And this one is on the angle just outside of the box. And an opportunity for OCB to tie us up here in the 79th minute. We get to take another look from ground level on how it happened. Don Smart sends Joffrey to the turf. And so let's see what OCB decides to do. Mendoza's there. Serginho's there. Serginho's been taking most of these. He takes this one, punched out by Coulter, chased down by Granitor. Flag goes up, opportunity over in the 80th minute. So with just over 10 minutes to play, forward Madison looking for their first win of 2019. And we get another look. Driven, punched out. And Coulter will kick this one away. Coulter was knocked up going into the bar earlier in the game, was able to stay in the game and looked like he was going to have to come out, but he stays in and has been quite effective. Ball high in the air, headed out by Manley. Then Nunez. Machad sends it high in the air, tries to get his own rebound. It will stay with the Mingos. Don Smart will do the honors. Or maybe he won't. And Don Smart gets a yellow card. That's in the 81st minute. So the ball sent down the line past Machad, and Silva will chase it down. But it will belong to OCB. And you see Don Smart just kind of playing catch with everybody other than someone in a kit, and he gets booked for that. Serginho is sent to the turf, and a yellow card has been handed out. And Don Smart has been ejected from this game. 2 yellow cards in the same minute. And now OCB will play up a man with about 9 minutes remaining. And this is kind of unfamiliar territory for OCB. In the first 2 games of the season, they played down a man for the entire second half. So now Don Smart, his evening is cut short. Probably not the smartest thing that he has done in his career. First playing catch down the sideline, and then you see this collision on Serginho. And that's rather reckless by Don Smart, the veteran. And so let's see what OCB can do playing up a man for 8-9 minutes as you see Don Smart exit the pitch. And here we go. Down the line. Mbuyu sliding forward for Mendoza, ushered out by Tobin. And we're going to have a substitution for Madison in a moment. We'll get that all sorted out. And Mason Toy's evening is now over, as he will exit the game is Brian Bement. Bement for Toy in the 83rd minute. And that move by Darryl Shore to shore up this 2-1 lead. That officially takes place in the 84th minute. Bement played for Puerto Rico FC and the Jacksonville Armada of the NASL. And that's sent forward by Leonard to Chade. And now Seamus with plenty of room for Silva. Madison with a 2-1 lead as they scored in the 58th and the 70th minute. So now OCB playing with extra strength. It is now 11v10. Seamus, and he's taken down. And we'll get everything settled down as injured player on the turf is Leo Seamus. And Jeff Machad looks like he's going into the book and having a conversation with Natalie Simon. And Machad actually looked like he was the second guy there, with Nunez being there first, but Machad gets the yellow card in the 85th minute. And time is ticking away on OCB to get the equalizer. Set piece opportunity, and Serginho is the man. Long distance. He goes right at it. Punched out by Coulter. Corner coming up for the Lions. They go quick. Nunez was down. Nice defense by Diaz to clear it out. Mendoza for Simeon. Kobe looking to center. Double teamed. And he gets his pocket picked. But at least momentarily is now Simeon will switch sides. Manley will go over to cover. And Manley picks it off. Manley sending it forward. Serginho catching up on it. Ball will stay with Orlando City. Amir. Simeon. They're going to play catch. Seamus with Paolo Jr. in front of him. Silva sliding it forward for Kobe. Gets it back to Mateus. Leo Seamus around Paolo Jr. takes his shot. That left-footed shot. And we've got a corner coming up. And the goal scorer, Nunez, is down. Play continues. Chipping it into the box. Looked like it was intended for Joffrey. OCB back on it. Emir. Mbuyu. Into the 18, trying to get around Manley. Side of the net, opportunity over. And the goal scorer's evening is complete, as it looks like he's cramped up. Toyama will come in for him. And that is in the 88th minute. Toyama, out of Japan, was a trialist for Minnesota United, where the brain trust of forward saw him play and signed him. And Nunez is down. And it is humid here in Florida, something that this Madison club isn't really going to be used to. And so you see Nunez slow to get up, the Panamanian. Once again, the answer to the trivia question, who scored the first ever goal for the Mingos? It was number 70, Nunez, in the 58th minute. That equaled the game at 1 apiece. And then 12 minutes later, on the rebound, Sean Russell put forward Madison on top 2-1. We've got a minute and a half left of regulation. Got to figure we're going to have at least 4 to 5 minutes of added time. And there is the goal that Nunez scored. It was brilliant. And that tied the game at 1 apiece. Toyama is in the game. And we are in the 90th minute. Seamus, well done, but can't dribble through 3 white kits. Diaz picked it up momentarily. Ball got too far in front of him. But the ball will stay with Madison. We're going to have 5 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure when the clock strikes 90, and Diaz will go backwards. So the Mexican with the throw. Little give and goal, and then he'll send it down the line. Nobody home for Madison, but Madison just really looking to nurse the clock at this point. With their 1-goal advantage, their first lead of 2019, and they are playing up a man. Joffrey, and the flag goes up. And we are officially in stoppage time. And there are those 5 minutes of added time. And Coulter will take his time. And Coulter will kick this one away. Right foot drives it. And Leo Seamus is able to clear it out. Switching sides. Mbuyu. Serginho picks it up. And there's Mendoza. And he'll play catch. Seamus loses the handle, but he will get drawn for the foul. And Madison will take their time. Down a man, up a goal. High in the air, down the line, out of play. Simeon back to his keeper, Chade. Chade will dribble it out. Chade was the goalkeeper of the week in League One a week ago. Here comes OCB. Too heavy for Mendoza. Into the middle of the pitch. Simeon, Silva. Towards the 18, looking for Kobe, couldn't get there. It was short. Paolo Jr. pulls up the brakes. Granitor in front of him. Here's Machad. Machad moving forward. Left foots it down the pitch. Diaz giving chase. Seamus giving chase. Diaz whistled for the infraction inside the 18. OCB needs to play with a sense of urgency. Down a goal, up a man. Switching sides. Joffrey fending off the attack. OCB surveying options. Amir will move forward. Austin to the wing for Kobe. Kobe trying to get around. Paolo Jr. can't do it. Simeon. He'll switch sides. Serginho, the Brazilian from distance. And Coulter will cover up. More than 3 minutes gone by in the added 5. Coulter will take his time. Down the pitch, 50-50, won by OCB. Then Machad puts his head on it. Leonard will put it just to the edge. Wrangled in by Paolo Jr. Bement to the corner. He'll look to run out the clock. Silva, and Silva's fouled. Leo Seamus feeling the pressure. Going out wide. We've got 4 minutes gone by. Pulling up the brakes. Feeding Seamus. Sending it forward. Granitor. Muchad. Time running out on OCB to try to get the equalizer. Joffrey able to corral it. Trying to get around Paolo Jr. Great defense by Jr. That'll stay with Madison. Seconds remaining in this game. Daryl Shore checking his watch. He can taste the 3 points. Coulter will take his time. Coulter will put it down. We're past 5 minutes. Right foot, high in the air. Out of play. That's the ball game. Forward Madison has picked up their first win of 2019. A come from behind 2-1 win. Both second half goals for the Mingos. And the party is in Madison tonight as the visitors will have 3 points to take home back to Wisconsin. Scoring got started in the 36th minute. Kobe Asewusu. In the 36th minute, it was a PK. And then Nunez, the answer to the trivia question, 58th minute, right foot, side net. There's the first goal right there. There is the equalizer by Nunez. And there is the winner by Russell. 2-1 is your final. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to Mount Vernon Academy. That man right there, Del Shore, picks up his first win as the coach of Forward Madison, as Madison goes full Mingo here in Orlando, the 2-1 win over OCB. Let's take a look at the highlights throughout the game. Jeff Muchad taking pictures with his family who came up to watch the game. We go to the first half of action. The first goal, 36 minute, Kobe Osewusu, back of the net, 36 minute on the PK. That's how we go to the dressing room. But in the second half, it was pretty much all Mingo all the time. The opportunities were there for Orlando City B. They just couldn't finish them. That could have been danger. Will Robinson. But Ryan Coulter was down, but he was not out. Granitor picks up the loose ball, doesn't put a lot on the shot. But what defense to turn into offense for the 16-year-old. And then here is the equalizer. Nunez, side of the net. That one comes in the 58th minute. Mark that down as the answer to the trivia question. And here's an opportunity that just doesn't go. Don Smart puts his head on it. Goes on top of the net, but a nice ball from Toy, Paolo Jr. But Don catches it and puts it high. Here's the winner. Kisses off, and then Russell with the rebound. Get another look. Nunez gets the assist on this one. And a goal and an assist on the evening. And Russell, the defender, with the game winner. Possession stayed with OCB, 59-41. Number of cards handed out on both sides. 14-13 on the shots in favor of forward Madison. Equal on target. But the only stat that ever really matters is the one on top. 2-1 your final as OCB closes out their 4-game homestand. 1 point in 4 games. And in their third game, their last one on the road before they get to open up their home schedule, the Flamingos get the 2-1 win here in Florida. Appreciate you being with us. For our director, Ryan Rose, I am Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us. 2-1 is your final. Happy Easter and happy Passover, everybody.
The United Soccer League, League One, cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League, League One.